Hello and welcome to another episode of Arms Ranked. Today we've only got two opponents, but we're going to try something a little different today. So instead of watching from my perspective, we're actually going to try watching from the opponent's perspective to get a better look at what I'm doing from their perspective and see how things will look from then. Because to be honest, even though I fought a couple Mechanica players, I still don't really know what it looks like to fight me. And unless you've fought me yourself, then you probably wouldn't really know either. But anyway, Micah is an interesting Ninjara player. Going into this first battle, I had the clapback as my third arm, but I ended up switching it up because I figured a different arm would be better. Luckily, he's hit by kind of an off-screen explosion, but for the most part, he's trying to keep the pressure on me and I'm trying to keep the pressure on him, but it's really just a matter of dancing back and forth and trading a lot of punches until one of us gets an opening like so. And I go ahead and rush him. Luckily, the Slimmermanders are able to go around the pillar, and then the nade also doesn't hit the pillar until near the end. But I'm really eating a lot of boomerangs just because I get caught in the dash lag, and the boomerang, more than really any other curving arm in my opinion, boomerangs and birds are really good at catching the dashes. So I've got the health lead at the moment, and I would really like to not blow it, but at the same time I don't want to use the rush, which was a mistake. Had I used the rush, I would have at least keeping him away long enough for me to take the round. And also he's able to break me out of the rush and just hammering me with all these boomerangs. But once I'm able to get the ball rolling back on him, then it makes it a lot easier for me, because this game has a lot of momentum going. Like, if you can get the ball rolling, especially if you're a character like Min or Max Brass, then you can really bring the pain. Whereas if you're struggling to get anything started, then your opponent's playing their defensive game really well. And I'm able to catch him. He's not able to hobble his way out of that one and take the round that way. On to round 3, I'm able to hit him right off the bat, which is great for me since it allows me to charge my arms before he can, which is double good for super armored characters, because whenever a super armored character knocks you down, especially like Max Brass, they can A, get a free charge, putting more pressure on you, but B, you don't get a free charge. So if they continuously put pressure on you after getting a knockdown, and this is really seen well with mummies and maxes. I don't see Mechanica do this very often. But if you can keep the pressure on, then your opponent's going to need a good read in order to just reset the neutral, if not knock you down and get in a better position. Which is really dangerous against Mummy whenever 5 grabs can KO you. Anyway, that was a good rush. I was not expecting it, and he also just executed it really well. Like, Boomerang caught me right off the bat. I wait just a little bit, expecting him to dash out of the way. If he had just continued to block, I might have just not done anything. But since he tried to jump away, I went ahead and waited and went in the direction that he did. And I'm also now kind of seeing how Mechanica's dash can really affect the camera. Like, if I get really far away whenever you've got an arm out, then I'm going to be on the side of your screen. I go for a neutral get up, and luckily I'm able to get the KO before he steals the round back and take the game. So this first game was pretty close. The next game with him, I went ahead and swapped over to the Hydra because I figured we're trading a lot of punches, and although I don't use it this first round, I figured the Hydra would be a better pick just because it's faster, so it would be better at poking than the slam grenade. Oh, almost forgot. Switching perspectives. So, playing around these pillars is sorry, the dog is going nuts. Playing around the pillars at the start of these games on DNA Lab and Scrapyard, and I'm really sorry about the dog, is a real challenge because even though they break, they're so big and really in the way, so until they do break, there's not a whole lot that you can really do about them. Anyway, once again I'm able to catch him with the rush before he hobbles off, and this is where I switch to the Hydra because there's fewer pillars to deal with. But I think the Hydra ended up working out just because if I can dodge one of his arms, I can counter the other with a nade and then just poke him with the Hydra. Not to mention the Hydra is probably the hardest light arm to knock down because you rarely can knock down all three of them without either a big arm like a Parasol or just good luck. He almost gets out of that one, but not quite. He's almost down for the count as well, which means he's trying to, probably trying to play more defensively, and I'm trying to just get one last poke in without screwing up, and luckily I am, so. Let's move on. I'm just going to skip these two games just for now, just so we can get to the third one, so we're not, like, flipping back and forth between opponents. But I go for the preemptive grab, and since he dashed to his right, my left, the knave can grab pretty wide, and I'm able to catch him at the end of his dash. But this stage, I think I had a significant advantage, especially because the Hydra is really good on it. Just because usually all three of them can't hit the bottom of the stage, so one of them is always going to come at you no matter where you are. So go ahead and rush. I'm able to catch him with the Hydra. I don't think I hit him with the nade at all, but that's fine. The Hydra does a ton of rush damage. I think that it actually used to do even more, and they had to nerf it. But yeah, I'm just keeping my distance, not letting him get in too close, but not letting him get too far either, because if he gets too far away, then can't really hit him because he can just react to whatever I do. That was actually a missed input grab, and for once a missed input grab didn't work out for me. Had I just normal punched, I think it would have gone over the rush just fine. But I'm still able to close out the round. Switching to double roasters was probably his best choice. I think he also had a tri-bolt or tri-blast flanking, but a light arm to counter my light arm might have worked well too, even if it was a stun arm and not like a fire arm. I go ahead and break the arm and seize the opportunity to get a free rush in. Grab breaks on the shield or on the stage, and that's one reason that this stage bugs me a lot. Is how often things get interrupted if people stay near the lip. But that's also why the Hydra, I didn't realize this at the time, but that's why one reason the Hydra is so good on this stage. I'm trying to keep constant pressure with the Hydra. I kind of bait a rush there by not doing anything, but now both my arms are weak, so I can't afford to let anything slip. I'm able to bait out a reaction by grabbing and then just rush, so good games, Mike. We're getting a rematch with SCA Crocow. And I don't know, it felt like either I got better or he was just having an off day, because these went a lot better for me than the last encounter we had with him. But I'm just gonna go back to the start, but I'm noticing he's like blocking a lot after every attack. And I wasn't sure if he was trying to bait out a grab, but after enough, I just decided to go for it because I already had the lead anyway. But he's able to slip in a pretty good grab and get his charged Sparky, so I've got to be pretty cautious to not get hit by that, because charged Sparky is really dangerous on Mechanica especially. But now he doesn't have it, so that's good. And again, he's falling into these blocking habits, which lets me land grabs on him. And I also feel like in this first round, not so much in the second round, but at least in the first round, I did a pretty good job at reading his directions with the nades and just nailing him. Like, as you see there, maybe I just got a lot of lucky guesses, but just nailing him a lot. That was a nice rush. Slipped right in there. And he gets the charge too. But I'm not really sure why he blocked. Maybe he was nervous that I was going to punch him with a nade or something, so he went ahead and blocked in advance. But I guess not. So now that I've got Rush, he's got about halfway Rush. He's got to play extra carefully because he doesn't have the Dragon Arm or the Rush advantage. I go ahead and power through it, and the Slamamander is able to catch him in the air before he slips out of my grasp. And I'm able to grab him for the win, I think before his Rush charged, or just as it did. So yeah, that went pretty well. The next round we go to DNA Lab, and once again the pillars are kind of in the way the first round, but they clear out by the next round. Preemptive grab worked out really well here. I think he started to pick up on his own blocking habits sometime in the second round, because I think in the second round he was blocking less and falling for fewer grabs. He's able to get his charge by staying behind the pillar. I should have been, if I wanted to prevent this, I should have played more aggressively and not let him do that. But I really want to stay away from someone like Crocal, because up close he can be pretty terrifying, especially since he's a good player and he's got good reads. Last time I faced him he was ranked 19, but just like me, this time when I faced him he was ranked 20, so something had gone well for him. But speaking of rank 20, I'm going to make it my goal to get on the dashboard, maybe max out my bar. I haven't really decided if I want to do that or not, but like if maxing the bar out would even be worth the effort. But once I get on the leaderboard, and if I choose to max out my bar, once I max that out, then you might see some bit more wild ranked videos, because there are some arms that I'd like to try out in ranked, but I don't want to like lose a ton of progress trying them out. Since I've got such a significant lead, he didn't really have a choice besides being aggressive and trying to charge up Rush, and I'm able to KO him before he's able to get it. So, lucky me. He's able just to narrowly escape that Rush, and he even reads the block on me for once. Or maybe not for once, he might have gotten some more on me, but it's not me reading him, but him reading me. And then he shocks me with the Sparky, but I just grab him right back, and I think he tried to break the grab, but like that last time when I guess he just tried to break it a bit too late and wasn't able to break free. That grab would have been really good if, unfortunately it missed, but I'll admit that was a good grab even though it missed. And I'm trying to keep the pressure on him despite him having Rush, and I'm just charging it, but now I got it. I'm trying to keep the pressure on him so that he can't get his Dragon Charge, because him having Rush allows him, like, gives him a lot of power to begin with, but him having Rush and Dragon is like a double bad for me. So, he gets the Rush, or the Salamander. Unfortunately, my combo doesn't fully connect, and he's able to slip a grab in after I complete the Rush. And then my explosion saves me from this Rush. And I try to punish his Rush, but I dash out a bit too early, so I try to, because I really have no choice, try and play aggressively to take the round, but alas, I get shocked and grabbed. No arm switches though, because I still feel like this is gonna do the most work. So yeah, the shocks grabs are pretty strong, and I feel like I definitely did a better job avoiding them than last time, or even against other skilled Min Min players with their Chillas or even Sparkies. Good on him breaking that grab, but I'm able to get a nade later on anyway. And I think I'm sort of going back to being able to read his directions pretty well. I go for the Rush because I knew I'd break his shield if he ended up being able to block it, so even though I didn't get maximum damage, I still probably got about the damage of a grab. Now I've got a pretty good health lead, and even though the nade doesn't knock him down, I'm able to recover in time to block. I think that kick was too early if it was intended to break the nade, but since his back was against the wall, he still would have gotten hit by the explosion at the very least. I'm just barely able to nick him to take the last game, so good games, Crocal, and also good games to Mike. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day. Bye.